You might be asking yourself, what is edutainment? There are many different things that can fall under the term, and Michaela Addis's work defines it as the convergence of education and entertainment that is often advanced by some facet of technology, including television, computers, and video game consoles. Edutainment emerged in the late 1960s and has been a driving force behind a number of children's programming and commercial media that has followed. The reason that edutainment can be so successful is that it bases itself on Piaget's theory that play is an essential piece of the learning puzzle. When children can connect to the media or technology in a meaningful way, and it allows them to generate a deeper meaning of the subject matter. By singing the ABCs with Elmo, it may seem like a silly activity, but kids that participate in this kind of edutainment are reinforcing the knowledge and giving it a new context. One of the benefits of edutainment is that much of their content is based on school preparation, whether it's prior to entering school or advanced preparation for a new grade, or remedial support for learners who are struggling. This means that students who have not succeeded in traditional educational settings have an added forum to practice and hone their learning. Games like Reader Rabbit or Following an Adventure on Blue's Clues gives the children a positive learning environment that immerses them into the subject matter. With the progress that has been made with computer software and video game technology, it has allowed for virtual edutainment experience to emerge. The virtual edutainment experience, or VEE as Addis describes it, creates an environment where the consumer, the student, is able to interact virtually with the learning message. This type of edutainment allows for the learner to enter and interact with a world that they would never be able to explore in real life, like under the sea or in outer space. We can find these immersion-style edutainment both in the home, often with role-play style gaming, or cultural centers like museums and science centers. The virtual experience does not only allow for interaction with the content being explored, it also allows for collaboration, as many of these edutainment activities allow for multiple players. Edutainment allows for a great deal of collaboration. Being able to work and watch collaboratively brings a personal connection to the learning that is occurring with some forms of edutainment. As Vygotsky described in his theory of proximal development, learning happens with interaction between expert and learner who engage in a joint activity. Students can interact with one another while participating in edutainment, giving an opportunity to share the experience as well as discuss and challenge one another at the same time. Although there are numerous benefits to edutainment, specifically for learners who may not be motivated in traditional classroom material, it is important to note a few things. Connection and context is essential in the learning process, and this is no different for edutainment. Buckingham and Scanlon write that it is necessary for the product to connect to specific learning objectives, both in its creation and when it is being used. Without this connection to curriculum, there is very little context, which can lead to a decreased retention in knowledge. Edutainment is a great tool to immerse young learners in different areas of education. However, it does not replace the need for guidance from parents, guardians, and traditional school settings. Edutainment is only one tool in the toolbox that is education.
Created using Powtoon.